Hello everyone, Rosalind here with Wholehearted Yoga in my new and temporary, very cozy space at Summer Smiles Honey Farm. And this is the first video I've had the opportunity to record here. So I'm really excited to be able to just offer a nice, simple, and accessible practice for you to just kind of settle into the season of hibernation. We want to dig into the hips a little bit and just have a really cozy practice. So whenever you find a comfortable seated position, if you're not already there yet, we want to check in and just make sure that we're not exerting too much effort already. So you might notice if the chest wants to really push forward or if we tend to lean back a little farther than needed. And let's just shoot for that really nice neutral space. Slide the elbows back, rest the palms or hands in a comfortable position. And let's let the eyes drop closed. Starting to connect or reconnect with your breath today. Letting each one act as its own little ritual in cleansing and renewal. And today, let's work toward finding a rhythm that feels effortless and comfortable. Just slow enough and just intentional enough. And beginning to create a little bit of movement with our breath. Reach the fingertips just out beyond your reach, kind of toward the floor but not quite there, so that we're feeling some extension across the shoulder blades and the arms. Slowly rotate the palms up, feel a little bit more sensation there through the shoulders, and then with a slow breath in, reach the arms all the way up overhead. Big stretch here through the rib cage. Exhale, release the palms down. Two more. Inhaling, reaching wide, coming all the way up, grounding down through the hips, and then exhaling. Good. Last one, lengthening and reaching in all directions. When you make it up, lace the fingers and cup the base of the skull with your hands. Kind of press the head back, nestle it into the hands, and then maybe lean the whole torso back just slightly. Lift up through the heart, widen across the shoulders and the elbows. Gotta make it feel good. Really open up the heart. One more breath in. As you exhale, close the elbows in toward one another, tuck the chin toward the chest, and take a couple breaths there, really rounding into this nice little egg-shaped cocoon. Opening up across the back of the neck and the shoulders, and not tugging the neck down, but just letting the weight of the arms and that natural gravity pressure kind of open up the back of the neck a little bit. One last deep breath here. Big inhale, lift straight back up, wide elbows. And then with an exhalation, right fingertips reach out and down to your mat. Spin the heart and that left elbow kind of straight up toward the sky. Breathing here, letting yourself kind of let go of any of those patterns of clenching within the hips or the shoulders here. And just get as expansive and as soft as you can. So again, sort of playing with that effortless effort. For our final breath here, let's reach that left arm straight up and out by the ear. Big breath in. Exhale, release the left fingertips down towards your right hand and kind of spin the chest toward the right. So nice little twist here. And then with an inhalation, lift the heart just a bit. With an exhalation, lower it down toward the right hip. So a couple more just like that. Inhaling up through the heart and exhaling to soften. So just kind of a subtle movement here, depending on your mobility today. And feel free, as always, to kind of squirm around into it, see what feels good for you. As much or as little movement as you want. Good. One more exhalation here. Inhaling the spine and the arms all the way back up, big stretch. Exhale, lace the hands, cup the base of the skull, lean back for an inhale. And exhale, release that left palm to plant out next to you. Inhale, spin the heart open toward the sky and reach the right elbow straight up. Letting yourself soften into this big stretch. Good. One more inhalation, anchoring down through the hips. Inhale to extend the right arm out past the ear. Big reach here. And with an exhale, spin it down, right fingertips toward the left, opening the heart to a nice gentle twist. And then with your next couple exhalations, little pulses, just lowering the heart slightly and inhaling it up. And choosing to move, as always, as fast or as slow as you want to. But I would encourage you to explore your boundaries for patience, moving maybe a little slower than you might usually, calling in that yin energy that we find with winter. Good. Next inhalation, swing both arms back up overhead for one more great big stretch. Maybe roll out the wrists, stretch the fingertips. And then with an exhalation, release it all down. Stretch both legs straight forward. Inhaling the arms up. And exhaling to fold. Using the fingertips to guide you, walk yourself all the way back up to sit tall. And then feel for tucking the right foot in and grabbing onto your left leg. So there's a couple options here. You can use left hand to the left knee, right hand to the right foot. You can scoop under and kind of hold your shin, just kind of depending on the day and the flexibility of that hip, but just kind of wrap yourself up with that left leg however you can and start to rock back and forth. And from there you might play with the angle, sort of the height of the shin, kind of lowering it to see what that does for you, raising it up, leaning either direction, and just really finding that best possible leverage for yourself today. When it feels best for you, left foot stays flexing toward the shin. Release it straight down in front of the right. Nestle the hips in gently. And then just start to crawl the fingertips forward. And really take your time here to ease into both of the hip sockets. Make sure that everything is staying grounded here. And then wherever you are, let's feel for keeping the heart kind of blossoming open. So rather than letting the chest round forward just yet, let's kind of press the heart forward, shoulders stay back. And really using your breath here to find that ease. Go with your next breath in. Really press the heart forward. Maybe rise up onto the fingertips a bit with an inhale. Exhale, round down, chin to chest. Inhale, press it up again, widen the heart. Exhale, round. Once more, inhaling to lift through the heart. Exhale, round all the way down. And then walk the hands inward and upward, switching sides. Left foot tucks in. Sit up tall and gather that right leg up and start to rock it out a bit. And just as much or as little movement as you want here, but just making it feel comfy and cozy. Take as much time as you need. When you're ready, right foot releases in front. Starting to crawl the fingertips forward, create lots of length here in the low back. And then a few breaths here as we allow the hips to soften. Let's keep the chest open if that feels right for you. Deep breaths. And then next couple breaths, a little flow, inhaling to press the heart forward, exhaling to round down. Inhale to lift, exhale. Last one. Walk yourself all the way up to meet me at center, and then let's find tabletop position. So stacking yourself to hands and knees, feeling free to add anything you'd like, extra support under the knees, and then just starting to wag the tail. Let's keep those palms peeling open wide. Neck is lengthening away from the shoulders. And then just giving yourself some of that juicy, organic movement that you need today. Maybe forward and back, hip circles. Maybe getting some of that creaking and cracking out of the way for the day. And then eventually a couple nice pulses forward and back. Maybe tucking the toes as you shift back to get a little extra ankle and toe stretch. And next time the hips shift back, toes are tucked, kind of rock the hips left to right as if you were heading into child's pose, but then ground through the hands and slowly lift up and back, downward facing dog. And then pedaling it out here a couple times, bending and straightening the legs, distributing that weight evenly between hands and feet. And then just walking the feet straight forward to meet at the hands, hip width, knees soft, and let's drop it down. So grabbing opposite elbows, release the head, release the shoulders. Maybe swaying left to right. It's one of my very favorite postures. When does this not feel amazing, right? Just let those knees bend as much as you want. Give a little extra love to the low back. Coming back to center, release the fingertips. Inhale the hands to the thighs or the shins for halfway lift. With an exhalation, left fingertips release. Right fingertips reach up. So nice little bend in that left knee, kind of press back and open through the right hip. And exhale, switch. Right fingertips come down, right knee bends, left arm reaches. And then back and forth a couple times with your breath. Maybe giving some extra breath or extra moment to either side that might feel a little tighter. Great place to add a block here under your hand if you'd like. I forgot mine today, but you're welcome to use a block or a book or anything else. Okay, let's take one or two final breaths for yourself. Feel really twisting through the low spine, reaching through the shoulders, coming all the way back to your fold, maybe shaking it out. And then in your own way, lowering the hips all the way down. And coming to a nice cobbler's pose. So soles of the feet connected. They're welcome to be in a diamond shape or hugging in. Whatever feels best for today's practice. And again, let's just broaden across the shoulders, really bringing energy up to the lungs and the chest here. Grabbing onto the shins or the knees and then kind of leaning back. So just leveraging your weight here, feeling a little bit of traction in the low spine. And a couple great big breaths. Imagine flushing out tension that sits in the shoulders, maybe allowing gravity to take over the knees a little further. Good. One more inhalation here, maybe puffing up the heart, little back bend. And then releasing gently. Let's come all the way down onto our backs. So starting with the knees bent hip width, lower or roll your way down gently. And then hug both knees in toward the chest, maybe rocking left to right. And again, kind of just feeling the energy of this shape. So little cocoon shapes, forward folds, things that are calming and low to the ground just really resonate with the season of winter. For me anyway, it might be something different for you, but I feel a lot of balance by practicing the more yin yoga styles through the winter. And let's find this nice little twist. So release both feet to plant to make sure that the lower back is kind of soft and neutral. Reach the right foot up, cross the ankle above the left knee, and then just allow both legs to tilt over and down to your left. Maybe the hands kind of stay at the ribs or open up wherever you'd like. And if your hips really feel tight, giving yourself a few extra really deep breaths and releasing any of that built up tension from driving or from sitting at a desk or standing, whatever it is for you. Let's uncross the legs, roll your way back to center when you feel ready. Settle in, find that neutral space for the spine, and then inhale the left leg up, crossing the ankle above the right knee, and just letting your weight kind of shift the legs toward the right to twist. Remembering to slow your breath from a place of ease. Good. Unraveling the legs. Let's bring them back to center and then just find a couple windshield wiping motions. Really letting gravity flop the knees back and forth, so not resisting the momentum. Good. When that feels finished for you, pull the knees back in toward the chest, grabbing ankles, outer edges of the feet, or peace finger grip to the big toes, and peeling open the knees nice and wide for dead bug or happy baby. So knees kind of drawing in and down toward the armpits, feet planting on the ceiling, low back hugging into the mat. And you can stay still or tilt left and right a couple times. Good. Settling back to center if you found that movement. Really press the whole spine down into the mat. Lengthen through the back of the neck for one more breath here, just feeling that gentle compression. And then release the feet straight up toward the sky, rolling the ankles. And then heading into any position that you choose for rest. I'll be choosing constructive rest position today, so my feet are about as wide as my mat, knees bent, and the knees are just dropping, resting in toward one another. Choose a position for your arms and your hands. And as you rest here, just imagine as if you were absorbing all of the grounding energy of your practice, kind of pulling it straight up through the back of your body or whatever parts are connected to your mat. As if you were sucking up water through roots. So taking a deep breath for yourself. And then taking those little cues and stretches that just signal the body to wake up. And when you feel ready, rolling to rest on either side, supporting your head. And then slowly taking your time to guide your way up, letting those eyes stay heavy as you rise to sit. Palms connecting right at the heart, the head bowed. And so just giving thanks for the abilities of your body and your mind, the many tools that yoga has to offer to support us as we move through the seasons. And I thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.